Hi guys, back with another video. I had somebody message me about fishing. Okay, so I brought out my fishing kit that I have for my inch bag. Now, being as I live in New Mexico and there's not a lot of water, or El Paso next to New Mexico, and there's not a lot of water, very little chance for fishing unless you go up the Rio Grande or up to one of the big reservoirs. It's not on my highest priority list to have that in my inch kit, okay? But I do have an emergency fishing kit. Now, what I have is, which I'm going to be taking it out of this, I have a Daiwa mini cast, okay? It's a very small fishing kit. Now, here's the thing, the reel. Okay, here's one of these little lights that you can get from Harbor Freight. So that gives you an idea of the size of that thing. It's very small. Okay, and in the kit, now this comes off, you know, you can screw this and it comes off like a regular reel. And in there were these. Now, these are going, I'm going to get a piece of PVC pipe to put these in. Okay, because these will fit in probably an 1.5-inch pipe. Okay, that's just because this particular one's got real big right there. The rest of it would fit in probably a 1/2-inch pipe. But this one thing says that I have to keep it in a larger pipe. Now, in that pipe, I'm also going to have my rods for my gun cleaning kit. So it'll be a dual-use pipe. Okay, and then this will be in there. Now, these weigh 1/2 ounce. You know, they're super light. This weighs very little. Probably, I'm guessing, a little less than a 12-ounce can of soda. This thing probably weighs about the same as that, maybe a little less. Okay, it's not a whole lot. Now, the main part of the fishing kit is right here. Now, in there, I have some 12-pound fishing line. It's a brand new. I've never taken anything off of it. And there's also one of those little rope stringers. Because if I catch perch or some smaller fish, and I don't want to lay them on the bank to dry out, I'll put them on this, stick them back in the water so that at least they'll stay fresh until I get myself a meal. The next is a frog gig, okay? I can sharpen a stick, whatever I need to use this. I can use this for snake hunting, frog hunting. You know, if I find a pool of fish where it's dried up and they're kind of, you know, all together, I could even spear a fish with this. But that's what this is, a frog gig. Okay, it's got little barbs so that when you stick it in there, it doesn't come out. So don't poke yourself. Now, this is my fishing kit. And in here, what I have is mainly little lures. I have 2 little tiny bobbers just because they fit. I've got several of these type. Okay, there's a green one in there too. I've got a bunch of these little fuzzy ones with the red, and then one of them has white feathers. I've got some of these jelly-tailed. They look like bugs. Okay, and this one here looks like, you know, a big worm. A couple of those, and a couple of them that look like little tiny minnows. Something, you know, you don't know what the fish are going to want to bite wherever you're fishing. Okay, depends on what the natural food sources is around there is what they really go after. So I got a few little rubber worms. I've got a little black one, little pinkish one, and a little black one with a red twister tail, or pink twister tail. Bass like those. At least they did in Alabama. And I've got some white. Oh, what was that? Oh, I guess it was nothing. Got some of these little white grubs. In this one packet. And now this one here is completely full. This one right here is completely full of hooks. There's a bunch of hooks in here, and there's a bunch of loose ones in here. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. There's a bunch of loose ones in there. Okay? Because hooks are the main thing that's the hardest to get in an SHTF situation. Hooks are going to be the hardest. Hooks and lures. Okay? Now, I've got several of these packages here. These already got leaders on them. Okay. This is got an assortment of sizes from size 2 to 12. Okay. And I've got, is that the same thing? Yeah. These two are identical. So there's, how many are in here? I don't know how many are in there. There's a bunch of them. How many are in there? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 10, 15, 20. There's about 30 in each one. Maybe 35. So, you know, that's 60, 65, 75 hooks right there. With leaders already tied. And then I have this one little package that I never took out. I was going to put that in here with the other loose ones. I just never got around to it. Okay. Now, the last thing I have in my emergency fishing kit are sinkers. Okay. I've got some split shot. I've got several different sizes from little small ones on up to bigger ones. And then I've got some bigger ones that are more of a teardrop shape with the loop on the top. The only thing that's not in my fishing kit is some swivels. And I'll put those in there so that as soon as I go to get some at the store, I'm out of them. I just couldn't find them. Well, I'm not out of them. I just can't find them. But anyway, all of this fits in this little quart Ziploc baggie because it can't take up a lot of space, right? Because, you know, there's only so much space in your bag. And this would be one of the last things that I worry about grabbing, really, because I don't live in an area where there's lots of fish. I'm going to have to do something. I'm going to put some tips on these because it wants to poke through the bag, and I don't want it to poke through the bag and stab me because that would totally suck. All right, let me put that down inside one of the folds. Okay. Now, this right here weighs not much. See how it weighs about the same as a can of Spam. Okay. Something did fall out. Anyway, so for the cost of 1.5 cans of Spams in weight, I can have a really pretty good fishing kit. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm going to carry it with me. If I have room and if I need it, if I think I'm going to be in an area, that's one thing. I'm going to put all this back in that Daiwa case so it doesn't get broken until I get a chance to get the tube to put it in. Now this right here, I've been keeping it in one of these little zipper cases. I got a couple of chem lights in here, but I don't even know if they're any good anymore. But this would fit down in there. So these, however, are just a little too long. They stick out the end just a little bit. So it wouldn't work for that. But works okay for showing you guys though. Now the last thing in my fishing kit is a fillet knife. I got to clean this up. It's been sitting around. I've never actually used this knife. It's dirty, but I never actually used it. It's just been sitting around in a tub forever. So I'll clean it up and run a little light coat of oil over it. But you need something to be able to fillet the fish. If you get one big enough to fillet, if not, you just cook them whole. And of course, another knife is not a bad thing. For me, I like knives. So that's that. Okay. Well, that's my emergency inch bag fishing kit. If I get you guys to hit the thumbs up, I'd appreciate it, or thumbs down, but like I said, I prefer thumbs up. My next video here in just a minute is going to be over on some dehydrated food I've been doing since I got that dehydrator as a present. If you guys are worried about EMPs or CMEs, down in the description box below, there's a coupon code for $50 off an EMP shield unit. That's Lady T, capital Ladyt. And $50 off is $50 off. So, you know, hit the subscribe. Hit the bell icon if you want to see more of my videos. Please leave me some comments on what you think might need to be in my kit. I'm always up for conversation. So, you know, this little kit, you know, it's really not that heavy. It's something you could throw in, especially if you had to bug out with a vehicle. This would go in there for sure. If I had to carry it all on my back, maybe just this at the most. Or I might just pull the hooks out of there and the line and leave the sinkers, because the sinkers weigh stuff. You know. So, but anyway, I thank you guys for all coming out to watch my video, and y'all come back and see me, okay?